This is the Professional Edge. My name is Sean Todd, tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner, host here on the Professional Edge for going on north of 5 years. Can you imagine that? We've been through a lot in the last 5 years, and 2022 was actually a very hard year for listeners here on the Professional Edge. 2021, we had COVID. 2022, we had a decline in the market. S&P 500, negative 19. NASDAQ, minus 34. And bonds as a class, near a double-digit loss. And basically, the only place to hide was cash, and a lot of individuals were not in cash because historically, cash was paying less than 0.5% return. Now jumps in inflation. So when we talk about this session, we're talking about the golden ticket. What is the golden ticket? Well, there's certain things that matter in your planning for your safe and secure retirement. And one of those golden tickets we spoke about earlier session was your Social Security analysis. When is the most financially beneficial time to make your Social Security election? And sometimes I joke with clients. I say, hey, if you tell me when you're going to pass away, I can tell you exactly the perfect date to elect Social Security. And then the spouse pipes up and says, I can tell you exactly the date in which he is going to pass away. And I say, hold the phone right there. We may need to engage a criminal attorney. And I then counsel the other spouse who did not make that comment. You might want to open all your drinks and pour your own coffee. Excuse me, because if your other spouse knows the exact day that you're going to pass away, well, that helps the calculation for Social Security, but I'm not sure that helps your longevity in that relationship. So being funny aside, there is a financial difference in making your Social Security election on what day, what time. So again, if that's not a calculation you've completed and you're just winging it, saying, hey, I'm going to wait till full retirement, or I'm going to elect it first thing early, or I'm going to wait until age 70, and it's just sort of a wild guess, then that's not really planning. That is guessing. So the golden ticket on that Social Security is to make the analysis, run the numbers, and now you have that for your file on when makes the most financial sense for you as a listener here on the Professional Edge to elect your Social Security. That's a golden ticket. So then the next one we're going to look at is your golden ticket on your Roth conversions. Yes, Roth is a magic bucket. It's limited to the amount in which you can contribute. It's been indexed for inflation. So if you are age challenged over the age of 50, then you can elect to put $7,500 in. Last year for 2022, it was $7,000. Now we get another $500 bump, which is incredible. So husband and wife total combined can be $15,000 for a Roth contribution. Now you're talking to yourself, looking at each other and saying, well, we don't qualify for income reasons, so therefore we cannot make a contribution to a Roth. Well, we all have probably Googled backdoor Roth. Well, the income limit can be sort of backdoored on that, and it doesn't apply. Congress is actually talking about eliminating this backdoor opportunity for high income earners to make this contribution via this, quote, backdoor ability. Well, until they act, let's get the money in there. So that is a definite golden ticket, because we know that that contribution to your Roth IRA is going to be non-deductible. It's not going to save you one iota of taxes on your 1040 tax return in the year in which you make the contribution. But if that money grows, and now we have that withdrawal later in life when you're in retirement, then it all comes out income tax free. Now with that, that also coincides with the amount of Social Security that's going to be subject to income tax. So you're seeing how all these components fit together. We at estate management counselors are not just managing your portfolio. We are actually putting some tax planning in place and in force. Now, if you work with a broker, look at that small print on their statement. It says what? We are not licensed to provide tax advice, and you should seek out the advice of your tax advisor. Well, think about that. Any decision that you make financially almost always involves taxation. So why wouldn't you be getting that coordinated counsel and advice? And estate management counselors, being a tax attorney, a CPA, and certified financial planner, that is actually what our clients are receiving. So if you're paying for service, why don't you get the additional golden ticket service and receive integrated tax and planning advice? It's just not portfolio management. It's what you actually net out at the end of the day, your spendable dollars. And if we are able to increase your spendable dollars by the reduction in taxes, then there's the opportunity to have less risk in your portfolio because of the tax savings in which we generated and we plan for. So again, if that's of interest to you to be able to receive integrated tax counsel and advice, then do give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. That's the golden ticket right there on being able to make that calculation on your Roth contributions. That's number one. Number two, then fully fund that. And number three, if you had an old IRA, roll that over. Or a old 401k. Does it make financial sense to roll that over to a self-directed IRA? Because a lot of individuals have old retirement accounts that they just haven't attended to. They haven't opened the statement in 4 or 5 years when we actually asked them that question. What are you allocated in? And they said, hey, you know what? That's actually a very good question because I left my employer 4 years ago and haven't really done anything, or just it's been on autopilot. Well, we all know that the economics have changed, so therefore having your investment on, quote, autopilot is not the most financially sensible direction or decision that you are going to make. So again, golden ticket, we run the analysis. Should you actually roll it over, or should we make some Roth contributions, non-deductible IRA, then convert that to your Roth to get the money in there for the high income listener here on the Professional Edge? And then that way, should we do it at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year? Well, you would be surprised that difference in that decision, as simple as it is, 365 days, makes a significant difference, especially if you are a 10-year plus difference in your retirement age, meaning you are making that contribution today and you will think about taking that Roth distribution 10 years from now. That component of time on the compounding return is pretty remarkable. So again, we show you that in the numbers of which we do. So we show you that A, it does make more financial sense to contribute that to your Roth IRA as soon as possible to get the compounding effect of that tax-free status. So again, that's a golden ticket. Make sure that we are doing the Roth. Now, we just sat down this week with an individual that posed the question. I have a Roth 401k at work, and I want to maximize my Roth contribution, and I have a finite amount of cash flow. We all have that. So what is the sequence of the contribution? Well, it does matter. And we discussed that, ran the information, and you would be surprised as a listener here on the Professional Edge. It does matter which bucket that you actually fill. We got to fill one first. Once that bucket is filled, then we move to the next one. When that becomes full, then we move back to the original bucket. It is a sequence, and it takes a little bit of discipline. Doesn't take any hard labor or sweat and equity. It just takes making the right financial decision on how that money is allocated and in what order. It does matter. So again, if you're not sure where to put your dollars that you are saving for your safe and secure retirement, the golden ticket, basically, give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. We run the math. We say, okay, here's the best way in which you can maximize your tax deferral strategy or tax-free strategy. So again, those are succinct calculations that make you, as a listener here on the Professional Edge, be able to make better financial decisions or the best financial decision. Yes, we will try and make the best decision. And being a fiduciary, that means we at estate management counselors have under the duty of law to act in a client's best interest. So being a fee-based advisory firm, we only have counsel and advice to sell. We're not compensated based on commissions for investment advice. So therefore, you know that we are on the same side of the table. We are leveraging our information, our professional expertise, our training as a tax attorney, CPA, certified financial planner to help you, the client, a listener here on the Professional Edge, make the most of your portfolio allocation and your net after-tax rate of return. Something you should strongly consider in 2023. If you've been with the same advisor for forever and you don't really understand what's going on, well, it's time to become involved because it is an active process. You, as a listener here on the Professional Edge, are responsible for your own safe and secure retirement. The defined pension has went the way of the dodo bird, and therefore, you need to create the right amount of assets in the right nature to create the retirement income stream that you're going to actually need. So if you've not done that math to see if you're on track, that's another golden ticket that we need to discuss. We basically take a snapshot, what you have, where it's allocated, and see if you are on track for that safe and secure retirement. Well, as a listener here on the Professional Edge, you may say, you know what, I'm already retired. This doesn't apply to me. Well, the golden ticket is, are things structured properly within your portfolio to A, minimize your tax exposure? We all don't like paying the IRS any more than we have to. So is there a way to restructure your portfolio to where you're still gaining that income, but you're not taxed on that income? Again, being a tax attorney, a CPA, we do provide our clients with that tax counsel and advice. It's a difference. Brokers will say, I can't advise you tax-wise. Look at the statement, the small little fine print. Please consult your tax advisor. It's on there. They are not licensed to give you tax advice. So why do you continue to actually work with an individual that is limited because they are not properly licensed to give tax advice, but yet you're making a financial decision? We all know that any financial decision involves taxes. Should it dictate the consequence? The answer is no. But should it be strongly considered? The answer is yes. Because it's a net value to you as a listener here on the Professional Edge that you maximize your net dollars. Not your gross dollars, it's your net dollars. So what are we receiving here as of late? Well, your 1099. Guess what? Your portfolio could have fallen in value. If you didn't do anything, didn't create a tax asset, then lo and behold, you might actually be paying taxes on money, meaning your portfolio value that has fallen in value. So if that's your situation, you are paying taxes on a decreased portfolio and you took no action, well, there's reason for concern, and that is reason for adjusting your portfolio and get the golden ticket. That is better tax planning, so that doesn't happen going forward, or it is dramatically minimized. So in order to have that conversation, do give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. I appreciate you tuning in to the Professional Edge. My name's Sean Todd, tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner.
We've all thought about it. Everyone listening will need one. Not having one can cause untold heartache, family conflict escalating to the point of a lawsuit. One simple thing that avoids all that: an effective estate plan. As a practicing tax attorney, Sean Todd with Estate Management Counselors has completed over 1,000 estate plans during his 15 years of professional practice. He can help you implement an effective estate plan, coordinate your financial accounts, and make sure you have named the proper beneficiaries to maximize your tax savings. Call 877-654-9798 today and let tax attorney Sean Todd help you implement an effective estate plan. Call 877-654-9798 today. As a tax attorney CPA for over 15 years, Sean Todd has implemented over 1,000 individual estate plans. He has recently authored an especially helpful guide, How to Unlock the Ultimate Estate Plan. This guide has helped many individuals to understand the benefits of an estate plan and how to avoid unintended disasters. Sean has made every attempt to write this in plain English. To receive this valuable guide, How to Unlock the Ultimate Estate Plan, call 1-877-654-9798 and request your complimentary copy today, or by emailing your request to info@emcadvisors.net.
These are not the easiest of times, being furloughed, receiving a severance package, COVID concerns. This is Sean Todd, host of the Professional Edge Show. If you are in a time of uncertainty financially, go to emcthebundle.com. That is emcthebundle.com. Listen to the Professional Edge Show Sundays at 9 a.m. That's emcthebundle.com, emcthebundle.com.